Here's a photo of Bill Clinton's face when he found out that former Prince Andrew was arrested this week. Bill Clinton after hearing about Prince Andrew's arrest. It also happened to be Andrew's 66th birthday that day.
Okay, it's my birthday party. Where's all my friends?
The arrest counter has finally gone up, though it turns out that Andrew was arrested on charges related to something else, so I'm not sure if that counts. The first photo taken of Andrew after his release from custody went viral, understandably, and the internet, of course, did its thing. The internet had a lot of fun.
And there's Will.
This one's lovely. Some of these are just brilliant. Looks like he just saw RFK Jr. and Kid Rock exercising topless in a sauna while wearing jeans. Shock and confusion.
Well, thank you for bringing in your Randy Andy plate today. How did you come to get it?
I picked it up at an Epstein Island car booter.
This commemorative edition plate looks like it was meant to honor an arrested nonce, dated around 2026. Look at the red eyes, very rare. It's from the exclusive Startled Privilege collection, very sought after. Each plate features a unique guilty crisis gaze. Value, I would stick 50 pence on it at a car boot.
It was really enjoyable to see the women of The View over-explaining themselves in panic mode this week after it turned out that their names were in the files.
Bottom line is this. Release the damn files and release them now. Release everything.
If this does not implicate Donald Trump, why wouldn't you say release everything? They absolutely have to show us what they're all hiding. If there's nothing to hide, release it all.
But all of that information is out there. Why not just put it to rest and say, release the list?
Because, you know, they should just say, listen, this is what it is. Do you want to offer your G2?
Okay. And it looks like they said no thanks.
Yeah.
So in other words, anybody can be on this list.
Well, this is my point, because I'm telling you, when I tell you people are trying to turn me into, I wasn't his girlfriend. You used to have facts before you said stuff.
But Trump is on the list 38,000 times.
Well, I can't speak to him, but I'm speaking about me because I'm getting dragged. People actually believe that I was with him.
He drops like 300 names.
Yes.
And it's like flood the zone, because when you're looking, there are people like Marilyn Monroe, who was dead.
Elvis.
Yeah, a lot of people, because a lot of the reasons your name can be mentioned are news articles, third-party emails, contacts. Again, wealthy, famous people often cross in professional and social circles, so that's not the surprising part.
The ladies of The View never fail to amuse me. And then in latest news, the alien files are apparently going to be released by the Trump administration. FBI, we are releasing the alien files, the files. Other breaking news this week that nobody could have foreseen. In historic first, socialist runs out of money.
It's true. As your next mayor, I will freeze your rent.
Paid for by Zoran for NYC.
In order to get to this point of closing the gap on both this fiscal year and the next fiscal year, we are forced to raid the Rainy Day Fund, the Retiree Health Benefits Trust Reserve, and to increase property taxes across these other years.
It was a slight rounding error.
To increase property taxes across these other years.
But don't worry, this will only affect people that are living in New York. Shit. Look, I got level with you. So we sort of said a lot of things, like maybe the free buses thing and freezing rents. We're not going to do any of that stuff anymore. Kidding, that was color war breakout. We're going to do a new thing, I think, where it's more like we're going to try and raise money and then raise taxes, and it will all trickle down to everybody. So if you're in the upper class making more than $122,000 a year, which is obviously nobody makes that much money. That's a crazy amount of money to be making. Yeah, you'll be taxed a lot more. And also property taxes are going to go up, but that's only if you own homes or if you're renting. So don't worry, this is all going to be fine. If you want to contribute, help us to kind of get that budget leveled out. You can donate here at covered.income.com. Let's get some people's income covered, and you in turn will get covered income. Seeing a lot of frowny faces. Let's.
New Yorkers report warmth of collectivism feels strangely like crushing tax hike.
New York City, I've got to tell you, I'm so impressed with you. You guys voted for Zoran Mamdani, what? He's been in office, what, a month and a half? When I said you guys were going to get us communism, Sharia law speed run, I completely underestimated this man's efficiency. He is a pedal to the floor, okay? You guys are about to get a 10% property tax increase? Yes, I know that's dependent on whether or not, you guys tax the rich and, tax those corporations. They're not going to do that. Oh my God, you guys are so cooked. As you walk to your price-hiked public transportation, and you can just hear the call to prayer reverberating off the walls of your city, do you just look up at the skyline and think, this is exactly what I wanted? I would have to say one thing, this Zoran Mamdani guy sure knows how to get rid of the homeless. And I gotta tell you, actually right before I opened this app, I saw that he's defunding the police. He's getting rid of 5,000 new police hires. Guys, unbelievable. I'm so pumped. The vibes are gonna be sick. Okay, in all honesty, I find New York City incredibly charming. Every time I go, I find a new restaurant, a little diner. It's great. But I gotta tell you guys, when I see that there are debates happening, whether or not you're allowed to have dogs, because some of the new arrivals from predominantly Muslim countries don't like dogs, I gotta tell you, I don't think this is gonna work out the way you wanted, but vibes are sick. Allahu Akbar. In other news, have you guys seen what Japan has done about a similar immigration situation? I knew those samurais were onto something. They know how to preserve culture.
It has just been an overall rough week for Mamdani. He also announced that emergency snow shovelers were needed, but he faced backlash after people realised that 2 forms of ID were required to participate. 2 forms. That is very undemocratic of him. Zoran Mamdani requiring 2 forms of ID to help shovel snow in NYC shall henceforth be known as Jim Snow 2.0. Thank you for your attention to this matter. When you want to shovel snow in NYC, but Democrats enacted shoveling suppression by requiring a photo ID. So wrong. The injustice of it all. 2 IDs required to shovel snow for New York City. 0 IDs required to vote in New York elections. Gets endorsed by the NYC Teachers Union, threatens to raid the NYC Teachers Retirement Fund. It is just too funny to see this coming back full circle.
There's been this controversy over the snow laborers and the sort of what some see as onerous need to have documentation. Can you just talk about if that's new and what you make of the controversy?
This is all long-standing. This is a long-standing program and long-standing requirements, and this is a way that New Yorkers get paid to shovel snow in assistance with the city's response to a winter storm event. Federal law requires that employers get authorization and documentation to pay people for their work. We are not allowed to just cut checks to individuals for their work. And these are the policies that we've had in place, but I understand that for many it's the first time that they've ever heard about it.
Thank you, another Charlie Kirk, for tagging me in this one. Elon Musk said, if requiring ID to vote is racist or sexist, as they falsely claim, then so is requiring ID for anything else, which they do all the time. The same people voting no ID for voting are the ones who demanded vaccination ID. Autism Capital pointed this out in response to California Governor Gavin Newsom wanting to ban teens under the age of 16 from social media. Autism Capital says, let's finish the sentence, and the only way to do this will be mandatory ID verification across the entire internet. So is ID racist, sexist, or what? This sounds like a joke, but it's not. Nick Shirley has revealed that a dog, voted successfully in a California election before getting caught trying to vote in a second one. Exclusive TBC found the training facility that taught Maya and thousands of other dogs how to vote in California.
California, K9 Voter Academy.
Welcome to the CCVA, where we give your dog all the tools it needs to become a registered voter in the great state of California. Think your dog can't make a difference? Think again. Our 6-week program covers registration, ballot selection, and mail-in submission. No ID required.
You may have seen our star pupil Maya in the news this week. That sweet pup voted in 2 elections before anyone even noticed.
Before CCVA, Biscuit could barely fetch. Now he lets himself out the doggy door and fills out his own ballot.
I wasn't sure a small dog could make a big difference, but Pepito has voted in 3 elections. He's more politically active than my kids.
Some people ask about foreign breeds, and the beautiful thing about California is that there's absolutely no ID required.
Between all of us here at the Academy, we've trained over 10,000 dogs, and every single one is a proud registered California voter.
Well, what are you waiting for? Bring your dogs down today and get them signed up. Every single vote matters, even your dogs.
Nick Shirley has been doing just such an incredible job revealing more and more fraud this week.
Here in California at this UPS store in San Diego, over 30 people are registered to vote as this is their primary residence. It's all right to have this as a location where you receive a ballot, but you can't have it as your primary residence. And all of these people do right here. For instance, this lady right here, Gloria, she's 100 years old and she voted in the 2024 election. In fact, the large majority of these people voted in the 2024 election, and some of these people even have the exact same P.O. boxes. I don't think too many people can live inside of a P.O. box.
Congrats, you two. Can I see your ID to get married? Sure. Cool. Now can I see your ID for the marriage certificate? Absolutely. Oh, you changed your last name. Okay, I'll need your ID and marriage certificate to update your social security record. No problem. We're gonna need your ID to update your driver's license or state ID. Got it. Your passport needs to match your legal name. Can I see your ID? Yep. We're gonna need to verify your identity to update your bank account and verify new cards. Yeah, here's my ID. Can I see your ID before you board the plane? Yep. I'm gonna need to see your ID for controlled medication. Can I see your ID to make changes to your account? Can I see your ID to vote?
What did you say? That's sexist. How dare you?
I'm sorry, but didn't you just literally use it 12 times today? I have to show my ID to get married, change my legal name, update social security card, get a new driver's license, update my passport, fly on a plane, open and manage bank accounts, get prescriptions, verify my age, sign legal documents. But I'm sorry, voting is just where I draw the line. Do you hear yourself?
The hypocrisy, the lack of logic, it's all just mind-boggling. And it just keeps getting worse for the Democrat Party because more and more people are just taking the piss out of this whole thing.
What you got there, gal?
Oh, I uses them to clean the windows, sir. You thought I was reading these fancy papers? Oh, no, sir. I know you's got to tell me how to think, sir. I knows better not to read this. And I remember you told me if I don't do what you told me to do, that means I ain't black. And I was just as black as the day is long, sir. Yes, indeed.
You been using them words we taught you.
Oh, yes, sir. I uses them words loud, proud, and strong. Anytime one of them highfalutin Negroes come around here telling me to read some kind of fancy paper for myself, I calls them coon and bootlickers. I sure do, sir. And the rest of them around this plantation, they've been saying another word. They said sellout. I know you ain't teach it to me, sir, but it sounded awful fancy, so I decided to use it for myself.
I got some new words.
Oh, yes, sir. I was learning real good. What is this, sir?
It's dictator, fascist, and Nazi.
Oh, okay. Dictator.
Uh-huh.
Fascist.
Fascist. Uh-huh.
Nazi.
Nazi.
Okay,
that's
sir.
right.
Those sound awful fancy, so what they mean. Don't matter what they mean. You right, sir. You right, sir. Pardon. I gets ahead of myself. I know that I shouldn't have asked you nothing. I know that you tell me what's best, sir. Don't matter what they mean. Just matters that you told me to say them, and I got to learn them real good. Yes, sir. You got them leftovers? Oh, yes, sir. We got them leftovers. We sure mighty obliged for them, sir. Yeah, our Overseer Crockett, Overseer Obama, and Overseer Waters told us you sent them, sir. Because we wouldn't be able to get by without your handouts and your program, so we can't do it on our own. And they make sure they remind us of that, sir. Yes, indeed, they do. We got some more leftovers coming, on the first? Oh, thank you, sir. Oh, thank you, sir, because they even told us, they talking about we got to get some identification, and we knows we can't do that on our own. We's not smart enough. We need you. That's right. That's right, sir. I appreciate you for dropping by here, letting us know that you're still thinking about us, sir. All right. Awful good. All right, sir. Thank you for dropping by. Okay. Look away, Dixieland.
We're here on the scene in this Republican county where African Americans are being oppressed by horrific new voter laws, forcing them to acquire a legal ID to vote. Excuse me, sir. You're unable to acquire an ID, are you not?
Actually, I just renewed my ID. It's pretty easy, actually.
There you have it. This poor black man has been disenfranchised by racist voter ID laws because he's too ignorant. I'm sorry. Ignorant means stupid. Too ignorant to acquire a voter ID. Absolutely tragic. The new laws forbid giving out food, water, and free cash to voters in line. How will black people figure out how to drink water in line to vote? That's illegal. Thanks to Republicans. Where did you get that anyway?
I brought it.
You didn't bring that. You're too underprivileged. That means poor. I'm sorry the evil conservatives are trying to figuratively smack the water out of your hands.
You literally just did that. Like, who are you? You know what? Forget it. It's my time to vote. Just chill out.
We just witnessed a hate crime. A thirsty, dehydrated hate crime. Our thoughts and prayers to his family.
AOC is being ruthlessly mocked this week for multiple reasons, actually, but this one here is she claimed action can't be taken against Venezuela because it's below the equator.
We look at what happened in Venezuela, for example. It is not a remark on who Maduro was as a leader. He canceled elections. He was an anti-democratic leader. That doesn't mean that we can kidnap a head of state and engage in acts of war just because the nation is below the equator. And by the way,
leader of the Democrat Party, everyone. People have been calling her out for her comments about whiteness.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, AOC has informed us all that whiteness is imaginary, which is crazy because nobody told Kamala Harris, or apparently Ilhan Omar, or shoot, Don Lemon for that matter. In fact, AOC apparently forgot to tell herself. I gotta tell you, for a bunch of people that think whiteness is imaginary, these guys are all pretty intimate with their imaginary friends.
And she's still getting roasted for her very awkward, delayed response in an interview last week.
I think that this is such a
today, Junior. President, very much for your leadership, but also for the kind words about me personally. I knew exactly what I wanted to say, but then after the president said that I was so smart and that I didn't want to repeat our congresswoman who froze for 20 seconds over in Munich, now I'm tempted, sir, just to freeze for 20 seconds and just stare at the cameras, and maybe they'll say nice things about me like they do about Congresswoman Cortez.
Senator Kennedy never fails to come through for us. Here are his comments about AOC this week.
How can I put this? The Congresswoman is kind of like Vice President Kamala Harris, but with more bartending experience. She has never been accused of being a policy maven. You put her in a presidential primary with Elizabeth Warren or Rahm Emanuel, they will devour her like a light snack. I probably shouldn't say this, but she can get me back. Somebody told me a joke today. They said Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez announced today categorically that she is not a moron. And she went on to say she hasn't even been to Utah, much less embraced their religion. Now, she can get me back. I don't dislike the Congresswoman, but our plan for dealing with her, as I've said before, has always been Operation Let Her Speak. And so far it's working, and my message to my friend the Congresswoman is, you go, girl. You just keep it up.
He is the gift that keeps on giving. I found this video this week that has yet more one-liners from him that I've not heard before. It's brilliant.
They're asking us to get in the van, show us the candy first. If zombies eat brains, they're safe. Mice die in mousetraps because they think the cheese is free. No, be yourself is the worst advice you can give some people. She thinks you can land on the sun if you go at night. It'd have gone down like a fat guy on a seesaw. If you believe that statement, you need to go to bed. You're drunk. When a Hot Pocket costs you $10, remember, we're building back better. No disrespect, but that's just a special kind of stupid. They wanted it like an axe wants a turkey. They wanted it like Ben wants J-Lo. Only dead fish go with the flow. It makes me want to overdose on antidepressants. Trust in God, but tie up your camel. George Washington couldn't tell a lie, but just about every politician since then has mastered the art.
So let's have a look at the memes that people were making after AOC's blunders this week. Is this the official 2028 campaign launch video for AOC and Kamala Harris?
Listen, billionaires should not exist. What we need is a wealth tax on white men. Unemployment is just a colonial mindset. Inflation, that's just price shaming. And if you disagree, that's just internalized capitalism and misogyny.
It is time for us to do what we have been doing. And that time is every day. And when we do what we've been doing, we will have done it. Because doing is about unburdening what has been.
There is absolutely nothing going on north of the equator for AOC. AOC unveils her new plan for free energy. Harvard scientists may have finally found the one woman too stupid to obtain an ID prior to voting. Overall, the left has become filled with a lot of nonsense, and people more and more are calling it out.
It is what you might call the new intolerance. A new but intense desire to gag uncomfortable voices of dissent. I am not intolerant, say many people, say many softly spoken, highly educated, liberal-minded people. I'm only intolerant of intolerance. And people tend to nod sagely and say, oh yes, wise words, wise words. And yet if you think about this supposedly inarguable statement for longer than 5 seconds, you realize that all it is advocating is the replacement of one kind of intolerance with another, which to me doesn't represent any kind of progress at all. Underlying prejudices, injustices, or resentments are not addressed by arresting people. They are addressed by the issues being aired, argued, and dealt with, preferably outside the legal process.
Thank you, CJ Meany, for tagging me in this one. It is brilliant, actually. The new Disney Pixar film that depicts what leftists want. I actually just realized that Kimber also tagged me in this one. Thank you so much, guys. It's great.
Defund the police! Defund the police! Defund the police! Defund the police! Defund the police!
Oh my God. They're trying to break into my home. Why aren't they answering? 911!
Liberal logic. Watch the story of how Denise gets what she wants and reflects on her decisions when push came to shove.
Please take notes, Disney and Pixar. It would be great to see a little bit more like this. And in amazing news, I hope that this is going to come to fruition. The US State Department just launched Freedom.gov. It's a portal designed to smash through European censorship walls. So obviously I care about this a lot. Gives people in censored countries direct access to blocked American content, built-in VPN included to bypass local government firewalls. No more EU bureaucrats deciding what Europeans can see or say. Trump admin is actively arming the world against speech tyrants. This is next level freedom fighting. Thank God. I very quickly want to give a huge shout out to the people who donated to the Buy Me a Coffees this week. Thank you so much, Ron Hudson. They said, really enjoy your show. Also love your accent. I speak Southern USA. Oh, well, then I probably really love your accent as well. Thank you very much, Ron. And Dave Mathis said, Emily, it makes me sad to think that someday you might stop doing this. So please keep it going. Love the light that comes out of you. Well, thank you so much, Dave. I will do my best to keep it going. I know that a lot of you guys love it and get a lot out of it. So you're the reason I keep doing it. So I do apologize, guys. I'm actually fighting off something this week. I don't know if it's a cold or a flu, but I'm sorry that this one's a little bit shorter, but I hope that you enjoyed it still. Have a great week and I will see you next time.